this week's reading vlog. I didn't do a lot of reading last week, hence no vlog for last week. The only book I managed to finish was Honor, which was the third book in the Sky Reach Hot Shots series. Again, a 5 stars for me. I just could not get enough of that series. But I'm starting this week fresh, so I am reading Cash by Jessica Peterson. It's available on Kindle Unlimited, which was what I wanted because, again, I'm just finding it a lot easier to read on the Kindle at the moment than actually holding physical books. I know it sounds really strange at the moment, but it is what it is. That's how it's going to be for a bit. I have some content to make. I'm hoping to get some done this week because in the UK it's half term next week, so I'm going to have my kids at home with me. So there's probably not going to be a huge amount done. However, I'm hopeful. I am hopeful. I feel like this week I'm back on track. So yeah, I'm gonna probably make myself a coffee and then sit and read for a bit. Hello, it is Wednesday and it's cold and I am just basically all snuggled up. I'm going to plonk myself on the sofa and I am going to get some reading done. I haven't got very far into Honor at the moment. I think I'm about 25% of the way in. And it's not going fast enough for me or anything like that. It's just I've been not wanting to concentrate on physically reading, so I think I'm going to have a look and see what audiobook I could get so that I can do a bit of colouring and hopefully taking a bit of time away from actually physically reading will give me a bit of a boost. But I am still enjoying it. I think I also want to start Consider Me by Becca Mack. This is the one involving the NHL player. So I just feel really indecisive this week, and I think it's going to be one of those weeks where I'm not 100% sure on what I'm reading, how I'm reading, as in like the formats that I read in and stuff like that. So it could be a mixed bag this week, but we'll just go with it and we'll see how we get on. So, 6:30 last night, all my Wi-Fi went down. I didn't get it sorted because when I called my service provider, they were like, oh, the wire outside has snapped. The only thing I have got at the moment is my mobile data, which I'm trying to keep for as long as I can. So it's going to be a lot of DVDs, I think, and lots of reading. On the plus side, I started reading Sunlight by Devney Perry, although I'm sat here now with the physical copy. I actually started it on Kindle Unlimited because I just seem to lose myself a lot better when I'm in bed with the lamp off, cuddled up with my new cozy cushion, and yeah, it's just a lot easier to relax on a night time. Considering it looks like such a chunky book, and it has a trope that I'm not 100% thrilled by, usually. However, I started last night, and it is now 20 to 3, and I've just finished it. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, but oddly, I think I enjoyed this one, dare I say, more than Crossroads. I don't know if it's picking faults, but my only thing was that I somehow knew what one character was going to be in regards to our main characters. So we're following Jax, and considering I've just read it, I can't remember. Why can't I remember her name? Why can't I remember her name? Sasha. I've just read it. But we keep having Sasha allude to this Eddie, and she's writing him letters, and she keeps saying sorry, and she keeps talking about the fact that she hurt him and she left him, and we've got all of this building up, and there is just this weird part of me that pretty much immediately was like, this is going to be what this is. And I was right, but I don't know, it didn't cause any less liking for the book, but it did sort of just not give me that shock factor, which I think you may have got if you hadn't have guessed what was going to happen or who this Eddie was. I don't really know what I'm going to read next, because I seem to be flying through a lot of Kindle Unlimited books, but I do have some physical books that I could probably get reading. However, they're all piled up down here, and I don't know if I'm actually ready to... This is what I mean about making a TBR. I get the TBR made up and then I'm not sure. However, I did just want to also show you that I got Tame the Heart by Ava Hunter. It's a little bit bent on the front cover. Because Amazon, thanks Amazon, decided that they were going to try and shove it through my letterbox. Or like I've got like a little metal mail bit that's attached to the wall outside my door. That isn't going to fit, and I don't know why they expected it to. So it's a little bit bent. But this is actually the alternative cover for said book. Which I don't know if this is just going to be the general covers now, because it has actually got both editions on Amazon. You can order either one. Oddly enough, this one's a little bit cheaper, so I'm not 100% sure what that's about. However, I think these are really pretty, but that might just be down to the fact that I'm not usually that keen on people being in covers and stuff like that. However, I might just, if I say here, I'll try and see if I can put a graphic up here so you can take a look at the original cover and then maybe decide yourself. Here. That's the original cover. Yes, so I saw that this was coming up on Kindle Unlimited. It is a runaway ranch novel. And from the sounds of it, a lot of people tend to find this ranch when they're running away from problems, situations at home, just basically life in general when they don't want to deal with something. Again, of course there's going to be romance. I clearly cannot help myself. clearly. But yeah, so Sunlight by Devney Perry is definitely a 5-star read for me. And still, the Haven River Ranch, which so far has got the 2 books, Sunlight and Crossroads, 5 stars. Devney Perry is killing it with these. But yes, so haven't decided what I'm reading next, but I will update you now that I've done all my rambling and blabbering. I will update you when I have done more reading, I suppose, seeing as I have no Wi-Fi, so I can't distract myself now with Yellowstone. But I feel like this is some sort of way of being told to pick up a damn book and read, considering I've actually read nothing last week. So yes, I'm going to go and see what else I can start for today. So I know that I haven't actually spoken about the books that I've read this week, so I thought I would do that while I'm getting myself ready to go and watch the Bridget Jones movie. I am going to go to the cinema with my mom because I don't really get to go out that much with other people. And a lot of the time it is like going to the cinema to see a kids movie with my kids. So yeah, that's the level I'm at now. But I just thought that it would be a nice way to just catch up but still have the time to get ready. So we started the week with Cash by Jessica Peterson, and that was, I think I would have said a 5-star at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the month. However, that may have changed because I have now read Wyatt, which is the second one. So with Cash, we are following a girl, I can't remember her name. I'm getting so bad with the girl names because I've found that they just all seem to have the same sort of, a lot of them start with S's. So Molly is the name. So Cash and Molly end up sort of coming together when it comes to Molly's father dying. Her mum and dad split when she was younger, and she didn't really see her dad a lot because he was always working on the ranch, and as far as she was concerned, he wasn't really that fussed. So Molly's dad dies, and this isn't a spoiler because it happens pretty much right from the beginning. Molly's dad dies, and she goes to the reading of the will, where she is told that she gets everything. However, there is a stipulation that she has to live and work on the ranch for a year before she can get any of the trust fund money. Now, she's already got a business in Dallas, and she actually designs and creates cowboy boots, but in a fashionable sense. So she is already building a life for herself. But this money could bring her business up to a higher standard. She could get things sort of done without it being a case of living paycheck to paycheck. While she's living on the ranch, she can have a certain amount of money each month, which she already says is quite a sizable amount. So it's sort of all working in her favour. I quite like the idea that she has to, because it just means that she can maybe get used to a life that she didn't get to experience when she was younger. However, prior to her father's death, her father apparently told his foreman, Cash, that he would be getting the ranch. So we automatically have that sort of setup of they're not going to like each other. They are going to literally fight tooth and nail for this. Well, I suppose not literally. They are going to fight tooth and nail for this ranch. And yeah, we get to see that. But we do also see some of the niceties when Cash opens up about spending time with her dad and the things that he has said. I think it's really nice to see the differences in the stories. I think it's really nice to see Molly be able to learn that the story that she got was from her mother. Not necessarily the lie of it, but this is from her mother's perspective, and this is, you know, influenced by her mother's feelings on the entire situation. But it's not all the same. It's not all down to her dad, so to speak. However, I feel like the fallout of finding out that some of the stuff wasn't necessarily true or had been twisted, I feel like the fallout of that wasn't exactly what you'd expect. Like, it wasn't very realistic, I don't feel. I've just put my eyeliner on off camera because I look a bit weird doing it. So we have finished Cash now, and we have moved on to Wyatt, who is his brother, and I think we are getting all 5 brothers' stories, I think. I know that Sawyer has been announced, which I'm really excited about. Sawyer has been announced. And when I actually added Wyatt to my reading, it came up with Sawyer as the 3rd one, and then Duke, and then Ryder. And that's the 5 brothers. So I'm thinking that this will be a series that I do continue, because it would be really interesting to see what sort of story the others get. But once I'd finished reading Cash, I moved on to Sunlight by Devney Perry. That's the 2nd book in the Haven Ranch series. I don't know if there's going to be any more. I hope there is, because it was really sweet. It was really nice. So I hope there's going to be something, but I'm not sure. I hope there will be. I hope there will be even like a follow-up to see what sort of life they had afterwards. So I feel like that would be a very nice thing. Again, I gave that 5 stars. Really enjoyed that. Crossroads is also 5 stars at the time of reading. I'm also very aware of the fact that now that I've read the second book, I think I struggle to work out whether I enjoyed the second book more, or if I enjoyed the first book more, or if they are literally just on an equal par. I think Crossroads is still a 5, but I did enjoy finding out about Jack's Haven a lot more. You had the newness level with Crossroads. You had the whole thing of the building of the situation and the building of the world. And yeah, I really enjoyed that. I just think that there is something a bit more, I don't know, a bit more exciting about it. But what I will say is that, did I care that I needed to sleep? No, I did not. So, did I continue to read throughout the night when I should have been sleeping? Probably, yes. But it is what it is, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. So, I will then move on to Wyatt. So, I read Wyatt. I actually finished that at 12:20 early hours this morning. Because I just wanted to keep going. I was really enjoying it. I think that the idea that each of these books is a different trope, which I know might be very cliche to have a different trope in each series. However, this is now Friends to Lovers, and this is one of my favourite things because you can see the tension building, you can see how their friendship goes from friendship to being in love with each other. And I love seeing that. I love trying to pinpoint the moment where things just click, where it's like they're not just friends anymore, or you try and spot the moment where they've fallen in love with each other. So yeah, it was really, really good. And he calls Sally his sunshine, but I can't say much more because there's a sequel. All I can say is this one actually also takes place at the same time as Cash does, and the way it's worked out is that at the end of Cash there's a point which then excuse me, which then collides with Wyatt, and that's when you sort of pick it up where Cash left off. However, what I really enjoyed is the fact that it doesn't actually pick that bit up until quite far towards the end of Wyatt. So you're left thinking all this time, when's this going to happen? What's happening? Everything seems good. What's gone wrong for this to happen? So you're left feeling like that. And I thoroughly enjoyed the anticipation of finding out why it got to the situation it did, which I understand is extremely vague, but I enjoyed it so much that I want other people to enjoy it. So if you do have Kindle Unlimited, I suggest going and checking out Cash and Wyatt by Jessica Peterson. So I don't do a lot, but I am pretty much ready. I'm just gonna have a coffee, brush my teeth, and don't really feel like I do the makeup mogul stuff. I just slap on what I need to make me look less half dead, because I'm aware that I'm very, very pasty. I have very dark circles, so I don't want to look like a Victorian orphan suffering with the plague. So yes, so that was just a little recap on what I have read this week. So that's 3 books this week. I feel like they've been really good reads, and I like it when that happens because it feels like I'm making the right choices in my reading. Not to say that there won't be some that fall completely at the finish line, but I do. They have made me very happy to read. I feel like I'm doing good. I feel like I'm picking the right sort of books for me and how I'm feeling at the moment. So I'm going to go and enjoy the new Bridget Jones movie. Very excited about that. And yeah, I feel like that's it. So if you have stuck around for this long, then please click a like down below and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.